Have you ever wondered why it's always hot and sunny in some places, freezing cold in others, and a mix of everything in between? Well, it all comes down to climate. Now, don't mix up climate with weather. Weather is what happens today, like rain or sunshine, and climate is the big picture, like a place's personality over decades. Let's dive into this fascinating world, starting with a tool that helps us make sense of it all: climate graphs. A climate graph is like a cheat sheet for understanding a location's vibe. It shows temperature as a smooth line across the months, precipitation as bars that rise and fall depending on how rainy it is. By looking at one, you can easily spot the hottest months, the rainiest seasons, or even how things change throughout the year. Pro tip: pay attention to the highest and lowest points and any cool patterns you notice. First off, what actually determines a region's climate? It's all about five main players. Latitudes, where you're on the map, determines how much sun you get. Pressure systems and wind. These guys move heat and moisture around the planet. Continentality. Are you near the ocean or stuck in the middle of a continent? That makes a huge difference. Altitude. The higher you go, the cooler it gets. Ocean currents, warm or cold, they can change everything. Some climates are super steady with constant temperature, pressure, and rainfall. These are called fairly uniform climates. Others, called transitional climates, borrow traits from the climates next door. Talk about being neighborly. Okay, so let's talk about climatic zones. The world is split into different regions, each with its own climate personality. Let's check out a few. First up, the tropical continental zone, which is found in inland areas between 5 to 15 degrees north or south of the equator. Here's what it's like. Summers are hot and wet, with heavy rains. Winters? They're cooler and dry. This region is famous for its savannas, those wide-open grasslands with scattered trees. It's also great for growing crops like corn, bananas, and cotton. Pretty cool, huh? Now, let's chill, literally, in the polar regions, located above 66.5 degrees north and south. Here's the deal. Most of the year is below freezing. Summers are short and cool, but they come with 24-hour sunlight. Winters? The opposite, 24 hours of darkness. There's very little agriculture here because the ground is frozen. We call it permafrost. But you'll still find hardy plants like mosses and lichens, and some pretty resilient wildlife too. Next, we're off to the hot deserts, found between 5 to 30 degrees north and south. These places are hot, like scorching during the day and freezing at night hot. Rain? Barely any, sometimes just coastal fog. Not much grows here, but deserts have their own beauty, like those stunning sand dunes that shift and change with the wind. Near the equator, at 5 degrees north and south, here's what you'll find. Tiny temperature changes all year round, just 2 to 3 degrees. Intense sunlight, high humidity, and light winds thanks to the Coriolis effect. Convectional rainfall happens almost daily, with the BGCSE playing a big role. The equatorial zone is home to dense forests with nutrient-poor soil because the trees gobble up all the nutrients. Think of plantation crops like rubber, cacao, and oil palm thriving here. Next up is the Mediterranean climate, found along west coasts between 30 to 45 degrees north and south. What's it like here? Summers are hot, sunny, and dry, while winters are mild and rainy. Expect temperature swings, from 21 degrees Celsius in summer to under 10 degrees Celsius in winter. Oh, and the winds. You've got the Sirocco, which is hot and dusty, and the chilly Mistral and Bora winds in winter. These regions are perfect for crops like fruit and cereals. Now, let's visit the tropical maritime climate along coastal areas between 5 to 15 degrees latitude. Here's what stands out. The temperature stays pretty steady, with an annual range of about 8 degrees. Onshore trade winds bring heavy rains, especially during summer in the north. Rainfall here is mostly convectional or orographic, but in places like the Bahamas, you might even get some frontal rainfall. This is sugarcane and coffee country, with plenty of lush plantations to prove it. Finally, let's talk about the monsoon climate, found in places like South Asia and parts of Africa and Australia. This climate is all about seasonal winds. Summer brings warm, moist air from the ocean, causing heavy rainfall, perfect for growing crops like rice. Winter, on the other hand, is dry, with cool winds blowing from the land to the sea. It's a bit of a balancing act, flooding in the summer, drought in the winter, but it's a way of life for millions of people. So there you have it, the fascinating world of climate zones and their unique characteristics. Each one plays a vital role in shaping life on Earth, from the sizzling deserts to the frozen poles and everything in between. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Check out the rest of the videos in our geography series to learn more.